Welcome back to The Source. We've taken a week off, but we're back, and today we're talking about the importance of the office. We've invested heavily in our spaces. We've got Sheffield, we've got Manchester, we've got London, and soon we have New York. So we're going to speak to a couple of advisors today to find out what drives them to come to the office and the benefits of it.
Your first course in preparing for an office job. You're starting a new career. It can be fun, or it can be hard.
Without the computer, we would not be able to find various persons, places, and incidents. Therefore, it is essential that we use the computer.
Remember those simple rules of office etiquette, and you'll get along in the business world.
Everyone's looking at me. It's my first Source presenting episode, alright? So obviously after the coronavirus and the whole pandemic thing, working from home has become a bit of a norm, and at Rise we do offer like a remote working scheme where you can work 2 days from home a week, 3 days in the office, and we've obviously invested heavily into the office, so we want people to use it. But it's not just the fact that we're invested heavily and we want people to use it, it's the fact that people actually enjoy it.
I come into the office because I hate working from home. I think from like a social perspective as well as like an efficiency perspective, because if I have like a question for someone, I can just like grab them in the office, whereas when it's on like Google Chat, it just takes a long time, or everyone's just so busy, it's just so much easier. But yeah, from obviously a social perspective, it's such a good environment to be in, and we just have a laugh. In this office in particular, like we like to spend time in here, like even after work. So like there's sometimes events on. We had like a movie night for International Women's Day. We did like a Super Bowl party, that was fun, because we've got like a huge screen over there. So yeah, there's like a lot of events that we can do out of the working day, but we always do it in the office.
When I started this business, I had a picture in my mind of what I wanted it to be. Admittedly, still to this day, it isn't that. And that's none of our fault other than the pandemic, you know. I imagine this kind of culture hub of young talent, creative talent, kind of real creative in the environment and the locations and the spaces that we build to allow for collaboration, learning, like really good kind of like social life as well. And we've done amazingly at creating that here in Sheffield, Manchester and London, and soon to be New York. But still to this day, we're trying to kind of make it better every single day. There's little decisions that we've made to ensure it, but ultimately it's because I just really wanted to create a space that I wanted to work at. But I knew for the office, for young people like myself, especially in the creative industry, we weren't built to work from home. We was built to be in a creative space, not even an office, you know, a hub that people can go and collaborate and work and throw out ideas, try new technology, have a studio to explore with and things like that. So yeah, we've invested in this mostly for the culture and the people, and young people especially. You know, we started in Sheffield, and there's not many cool places there's not any in Sheffield.
So talk to me about why you come in the office, because you're a regular office goer. What is it that brings you to the office?
Well, to be fair, the first 4 months that I was here, I didn't come to the office. But what makes me come to the office is actually the people. Of course. Like us. Yeah, the people. I think it's nice to kind of like, as I was saying to Nick now, when you kind of have your professional life takes up a lot of your time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like having personal connections in that professional life is very important as well.
What would you say your favourite part of the office was? Like, we've got loads here, haven't we? What's like your favourite part of the office, favourite thing in the office?
Oh, that's a tricky one actually. I feel that, the chairs no, because I've got motion sickness as Poppy, so I actually struggle in the chairs. Yeah. I think it's the coffee machine. The coffee machine. We've got all of this. We've got a bar. We've got hammocks. And your favourite thing's the coffee machine. We've got a prosecco tap. Actually, the beer tap and the coffee machine. I think that's quite cool. I'm a big fan of the bar actually.
But the bar is strictly for after hours. So we've hired heavily into our leadership team recently. We have Nick Handley, who is our performance director. He's going to be helping with the paid media new offering that we've got. And we've got Dave Bennett, our new comms director. So Carrie's going to talk a little bit about the difficulties of hiring into senior leadership.
It's not often that I jump on the source, wearing my pyjamas and chilling on a weekend. But I guess I wanted to share with you some thoughts that I've been going through over the last couple of days. So let's just talk a little bit about hiring into your leadership and C-suite team. And the reason being is I think it's one of the hardest things when you're scaling up an agency or scaling up a business to do. Number one, I guess you've got to find people that understand the vision, agree with the vision, and don't want to change you and what I guess is what you guys are all about. But you also need to find people that can change you, that look at the weaknesses and go, this is something we need to improve, but also help you, you know, bring in things that you just can't outdo. Ultimately, you see that quote, hire people better than you. That's exactly what you need to do, is hire people better than you. So I put a position out for an ops director. This is my future COO. And I had multiple people kind of lining up for this interview. I think we had around 10 to 15 people apply, really senior people from multiple different agencies. And I always remember when I kind of got down to the final three, and I chose a guy called Nick Hussey. So Nick Hussey was a former director at Mother, at McCann, at Forever Beta. Like, this guy has worked in some of the biggest creative advertising agencies going around. And I knew he could tell me no. I knew he could challenge me, and I'd respect that. And I think that's ultimately what I was looking for. There was a few people that I interviewed that I just knew you couldn't, tell me no, you couldn't challenge me, and I really am looking for that. Somebody that can tell me when Carrie Rose is wrong. And that's ultimately what I needed. And that was one of the best decisions I made, because he's now COO. He's helping me run this company. And we get along extremely well. Like, I massively respect him, but also because he has understood what makes Rise at 7. He understands the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities. He really knows what makes us us. And he taught me never to lose that, the special thing about Rise at 7. But he also showed me what my world could look like. And that's really what you do when you hire somebody in your leadership team or on your C-suite. They are the ones that are 10 times better than you, loads more experience, and they can show you a world that you didn't even know existed.